Ladies and gentlemen, what is happening? Let's go over SOUN earnings. I'm sure you were expecting this video. So the first thing I want to say is, look, we got to blame Joey Shaw here. Joey Shaw loaded the boat with calls, short-term dated calls, hoping it was going to go to the moon. And then he can brag about, see, I made so much money on these short-term dated calls. So as soon as he bought the top there with calls, yeah, we dropped, and I blame him. Jokes aside, Joey Shaw, stop buying that crypto and start buying that SOUN. He has been loading. He has 2K shares. So if he's buying, it's time to be scared, because usually he's wrong. But jokes aside, yet again, I just keep joking with this guy. SOUN at 8.5. It didn't drop too bad, right? It was nothing. It's nothing. It's retracing this big green candle right here. We moved 20%. Nobody was crying when it moved 20%, but now everyone's like, oh no, it's over. Oh my god. Like, we haven't, like, look at this. This was a huge dump right here. $8.80 to $7.80. It dropped $1. It dropped $1 right now and 40 cents. This dropped even without earnings. And I was saying this last time. We had a huge 20% run. I think this was just front loaded. What do I mean by front loaded? I mean the stock was loaded in anticipation of earnings, and it was a sell the news classic. So here we are, and it is what it is. I mean, you guys weren't crying when it moved 20%. You can go as far as to say this 20% move here. Look at this candle. It's huge. That 20% move was your earnings beat right there. That was the real money maker right there. Yeah, it already moved at that point. I just want to say, though, the shorts are still heavy in on this. I mean, this is their chance to really drop it. I mean, they can drop it to $8, and then $7.50, then $7, maybe send it to $5. This is their chance. If this is so bearish, where the hell are they? It's buyers showing up right now at the trend line. We have trend line support, right? We're in an uptrend, right? What happens in a bull market? We trend to the upside. We go higher. Higher lows, higher highs. We continue to go higher slowly but surely. And we'll make our way to 10, 11, 12, and so on. So if this is their chance right here. So, I mean, they better show up and push this down. I would love it if it got pushed down. I want to see it at 7s, but yeah, those of you who understood how to play the game, we kind of anticipated this, right? Like, we kind of knew, like, well, it's already moved like 20% plus before earnings. Like, this doesn't make sense. Like, that doesn't. And you know how I am. When the crowd wants everything to pump huge, the stock market's not your friend. It's there to screw you over. So when everyone wants everything to go up, it's best to go against the crowd. So that doesn't mean I shorted. It just means I'm not gonna sit there hoping it's gonna get a huge pump. It wasn't gonna happen. I just didn't see it happening. You already got the huge pump on that big green candle there. Other than that, the trend is intact. Today is the day for shorts to show up and really show us their power. They got lots of short positions. Why not short it even more? If they're so confident this is gonna go down to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I mean, this is it. So keep an eye on it. Let's see how it closes at the end of today. That's the most important thing, is how it closes. I expect 750 to 8. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. I would expect a drop to 750 to 8, and then that's where buyers show up. If that doesn't happen, that is a sign of weakness from sellers. Remember, this thing still has 37% short interest. So shorts, either they got to cover or they got to double down or triple down at this point. Like, those are their choices. Either they triple down because they genuinely believe this is going to be coming down to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 or whatever. Or they start to cover. Because, I mean, if this is going to bounce here, we're going back to 10. Then we break out and go to 11, 12. And it just, their short positions just keep going underwater and underwater and underwater and more underwater. Right? They start holding a big short bag, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. So at some point, they have to cover, and when it happens, it's going to go up. I don't know when it's going to happen, though. Don't ask me. People always ask me, hey, what do you think? Is it gonna boom now? Nah, get out of here. Everyone wanted the short squeeze. So, like I said, when you see the crowd wanting a big boom, it's probably going to be a big, right, a big poop. And that's exactly what it was. So what am I looking to do here? I'm looking to buy calls. But long-term dated leaps, I think, are $350. Yeah, leaps are $330, $350, depending on the price of the stock. Obviously, if this comes down to 750 to 8, those leaps are probably going to be worth like 290 to 300, if I recall. So that's something that I am looking to do. I'm looking to buy leaps now at this point. Now that we have earnings out of the way, now we can go into buying leaps. I just wanted the earnings to get done and over with. And then I want to buy leaps like Joey Shaw, over there at the top. That would have been stupid. So you can see here it's fighting to hold 850s. If it does not hold here, we come down to 780, 750, 780. That's our big support level right here. So there you go. I mean, I took profit on my shares literally for $400. And I still hold a bunch. Don't care. I'm fine. I'm good. But that's our big support level. If this does not hold here, I'm hoping we get the big drop. But who knows? Anything can happen. Earnings itself, everything's fine. They got no debt, right? They're spending money to make acquisitions, etc., etc. The only thing that was concerning was nothing. It's literally just doing a rinse and repeat of every single earnings. It beats on revenues, and then maybe the analyst, where I think people, if I recall correctly, people had high expectations, and when people set their expectations high, unfortunately, anything less than ideal leads to a sell-off. So that's humans being humans, right? Being stupid and setting themselves up for disappointment, because that's what you do when you set expectations high. You set yourself up for potential disappointment. It's always better to have no expectations, ideally. Like a machine, no expectations. Who cares what happens? I'm here to buy the dip, and if it doesn't dip, fantastic, I'll buy the rip, right? Buy the dip or buy the rip. Either way, it's a win. But you know how most people are. They're human. They're going to follow the crowd. They want everything to go up tomorrow. All that good stuff that humans do. So, I think I want this to drop to 750 just to make some people squirm, and yeah, just to make some people squirm, and so I can buy cheap. But because a move from 750 to 10, that's a nice chunk of change right there, especially with calls. So I'm really liking the $7, $7.50 range for myself. Again, if it doesn't come down that low, fantastic. I'll buy the rip, because that means we're ripping. That means we're going back to 10 and breaking out, because those shorts are going to be sweating if they don't, like, the shorts are going to be sweating. Like, if this is the best they can do, drop it $1.10, which I know looks like horrible, 11%. It's whatever. We moved 20% in one day. So dropping 11% is whatever. It doesn't mean anything. So yeah, if this is the best they got, they're in trouble. They are in big trouble. Because, why don't they push it down lower? Hell yeah. Keep selling it. Keep short selling it. Send it down to 5, please. Let's see if they have that kind of conviction and balls. I'm starting to think they don't. So this is me calling out the short sellers. What are you waiting for? Is this the best you got? Bring it on down. Because I win either way with my covered calls and with my long positions. So let me just show you something very interesting. We go back to the previous earnings here. Where is it? Where's the one where it gapped down? Was it this one? Yeah, here it sold off from 1549 to 1383. Right? It's not the first time this has happened. Here it gapped up and ran. Right? It's not the first time this thing has gotten a huge sell-off. It sold off here from 9.7 to $9 and then rallied. Right? Oh no, it's over, and then it rallied anyways. Right? It's not the end of the world. It almost looks like a rinse and repeat of last time. Is it just me? Look at this. It's got a trend line support here, right? Holy shit, big resistance level. We came up. Earnings, huge sell-off around May 9th of 2025. Whoa, it's almost like a rinse and repeat of last time. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that weird? Right? Do you guys see how weird that is? Isn't that weird? right? Similar trend line, similar earnings date, because the earnings don't change obviously. But yeah, there you go. I mean, it looks the same to me. I don't, unless I'm crazy here, unless I'm just straight combing, right? We bottomed out, we form a trend to the upside, and I don't know about you guys, but do you see it? Because I see it. That looks pretty much the same, rinse and repeat. We were crashing really hard, bottomed out at around 6, 5, low, high fives, not high fives, and then went into an uptrend here and eventually broke out and went higher. So right, we break 10, we're going to go higher to 12, and then I mean, we pulled back and then ran to 13 and then 17, then 22. So I mean, if this is a bull market, we would expect just the, I mean, the same rinse and repeat shit, right? I mean, like, what do you want me to say? It looks exactly the same. I don't know what to tell you. What I will say is the last time it came down to trendline support, buyers didn't show up until the next day. So there might be a bunch of money just sitting on the sidelines waiting to see what happens. Also, we got it's a Friday, so we might not even get anything. We might not get confirmation of what's going to happen next until Monday. But if this does not hold the trend line, again, look for 750 to 8. But again, at some point, shorts have to cover. So, you know, this is just a matter of it's just a matter of patience, like it always has been. Don't overthink it. That is it for the video. That's all I gotta say with regards to SoundHound. Nothing about its earnings was concerning. It's literally just a rinse and repeat of what it did in the past. And yeah, until it shows signs of weaknesses, I'll let you know. But yeah, if the market sells off, don't be scared. That just means that SoundHound's going to come down because the market is selling off, not because it has anything to do with earnings itself. All right, I'm hoping it drops. Please, I will make like $500 on covered calls if it drops to like 750. So, and then I'll use that money to buy another 2,500 shares and sell at $9 or maybe at $8.50 and make myself a healthy 2K or more. Who knows? So I already got game plans for whatever happens, for whatever situation. Of course, if you have a smaller account size, you kind of just have to go play something else, something that can maybe move, like space stocks right now.